you know me, when it comes to arguments, like I'll argue with you. But throwing our hands, sweet, I'm not good at it. So this man raised his hand coming to hit me, and I was like, wait, are you coming to hit me? That was where my auntie got hit. You want to hit my son? No, wait, oh, you want to hit my son? For real though? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Jonathan Style here. If you're a newcomer, you are welcome. Okay, you know what? I'm just trying to find a way to reduce this intro because this intro is way too long. And I didn't even realize till I started watching my videos back to back and I'm like, wait, this intro is way too long. I have to find a way to cut it. But okay, if you made it to this channel, subscribe to this channel, give this video a thumbs up and make sure you sit through the video. Watch to the end, guys. 2021, I just want to make sure that I level up my YouTube game, so I can't do that all by myself. The way you receive it will actually tell the input that I'm going to put into this channel. So totally ignore the background because I know it's a little bit distractive. Let me tell you, I am moving out of this place. It's another story that I have to tell. This video is going to be a story time. I just don't like how I don't know how to say story because every time that I'm telling story, I just take it from all angles and it's just so messed up. You would have to pardon me over that. So yeah, I am moving out. The loss of rent control, I have to put this room to its original state. Let me tell you, I even added more value to this room, but the stress that I am going through to get my money from this landlord is another headache on its own. Okay, I am trying so hard to keep mute about it, but I just can't. So yeah, by next week Friday we will finalize everything and hopefully he'll give my money back. Okay, so today's video is going to be a story time. Like I mentioned, I'm going to tell you how I fought a taxi driver in this Ghana here. Takoradi to be specific. The story isn't even funny, okay? But when I sit back and I reflect at how it happened, I just laugh. I'm like me, being Mayweather for a second, being like Azuma Nelson for a second. It's just so out of the world. So that's how it went. My auntie came from Germany to visit, and the day that she was returning back to Germany, there are no Ubers in Takoradi, so you have to get a taxi. So we saw this taxi driver by the roadside. The car wasn't nice, but I was like, the sun is it's just scorching and we just needed this taxi to get straight to the airport. So we got this taxi, we started. He moved past our house, we got to the main street, and all of a sudden there was smoke coming out of the car. And I was like, what is happening to this car? And the taxi driver was like, oh, completely ignore it. It's nothing, let's go. I was like, it's nothing. My auntie was at the back seat screaming, can you just stop the car so that we figure out what was wrong with the car? But the taxi driver like kept mute to my auntie. I was sitting at the front side, right next to the driver. So I was like, can you just stop the car? I kept saying, can you just stop the car? All of a sudden, I don't know where I gathered this momentum, but just stop the car. And the driver was like, hey, Abrantie, Tawale. I'm like, no, don't tell me to cool down. This is between life and death. And we're on the main road. And there is flames coming out of your car. Flames with smoke. And you are telling me to calm down. What at all is causing this? So he stopped the car. And then he was like, yeah, I told you it's no problem. Like, this is familiar with my car, so I know it's my car, so let's just go. I'm like, no, we are not going. What you are going to do is open the boot and bring our things out so that we look for another taxi and go. And this driver was like, no. As far as he has picked us, he's taking us straight to the airport and he's not bringing our things out of the car. I was like, no, man, just relax, just relax. What are you trying to say? What are you saying? This car is burning and you want me to sit in it? My auntie had a little daughter, Esther, a very sweet child as a matter of fact. And she was crying, she was screaming. And my auntie was frustrated at that time. And like she was so frustrated that she couldn't even open her mouth. Because really, when you know the wishes of African homes, you keep you. So like I was the man in this situation, so I had to man up. And I was like, driver, you would have to bring the things out of the car. It was like, I'm not bringing it. So all of a sudden, it got to this heated argument. It was like, I'm not bringing the things out of the car. Somebody was stopping me to take my car. You guys, let me pick you up. And right now, I'm like, no. But it's not our doing or it's not our fault that your car is about to burn. Okay, so all of a sudden people like started coming around and they asked for what is happening, and most of the people around were taxi drivers, and they was like, oh, it's no problem, he said it's his car. So I'm like, don't tell me he said it's his car. Do you know where we are going to? First of all, for you to tell me. And my auntie, she was so scared that her flight would get delayed because she was like, I have to get to the airport. Mind you, we are moving from Takoradi to Accra, and we are not going by air from Takoradi to Accra. We are going by bus. So she was like so terrified. She was like, no, I don't have to miss this flight. I don't have to miss this flight. I don't have to miss this flight. So it was delayed, and I don't know, but I was just screaming, I was making noise, I was shouting, like, you know me, when it comes to arguments, like, I'll argue with you. But throwing our hands, sweet, I'm not good at it. So this man raised his hand coming to hit me, and I was like, wait, are you coming to hit me? That was where my auntie got heated. He was like, you want to hit my son? No, wait, you want to hit my son? For real, though? You know what? I just had to take a minute to check if the phone is recording, because these iPhones, they get heated and all of a sudden they stop recording. I think yesterday or something, I filmed the whole video because the video was not recording. So I just had to check and make sure that it's recording. So my auntie got heated and people started calming her down. At this point, my temper was high. I was, when my temper is high, when I start talking, I begin to cry. So I just decided to cool down because this is not the time for me to cry, okay? Then I have to be the man in this situation. Let me tell you, Esther is crying and I don't have to cry. So yeah. We were just talking, we were just arguing that people came around. So it was like strangers who even intervened, and the driver finally decided to take the things out of the car. So we took the things, we unpacked the things from the car, and then one driver who was defending the driver came and said that he was, I was like, are you for real? Are you serious at all? You are the one who said we should sit in the burning car. Like, how dare you? So at this point, I was just trying to look on my phone if I have friends with private cars so they can just come and pick us up. My uncle had a private car, but he was at work. He was busy, so he couldn't pick us up. So I was just looking through my phone, but I wasn't getting anyone because I have left Takoradi for a while. So like just returning and calling someone for a favor would be something else. So yeah, we just stood by the roadside with the luggages, smelling rich with the luggages. I was like, sweetie, you know what? I was going to escort her at the airport, but let me tell you, I brought it on. Like, I dressed like I was going to enter the plane. She wasn't even dressed like that. I'm like, hey, sweetie, I have to show them that I have arrived. So we were just looking also rich and also bougie by the roadside, and I was ignoring all the taxis because they were jumping into the defense of that man, and I just didn't get the reason why. So I just stood there and I stopped a taxi. And then this taxi driver was so nice. We packed the things into the taxi. And then, yeah, we finally drove to the station. Then we got a bus, jumped into it straight to Accra. And thank God she didn't miss her flight. So when she got here, she was like, I didn't miss my flight. But this little drama, I came in and I rated to my grandmother. And my grandmother was like, house witches. House... if you are from African home, you can relate with me. Listen, let me not even go there with this. Okay, right now, like, I feel like our generation is more cultured and our generation has a lot of insights when it comes to certain things. So we don't really do with this house witches and African witches, but they do exist. So be careful. Yeah, so yeah, that's how it happened. And if you enjoyed the story, I will be doing a lot of story times because I have a lot of stories packed and I want to share with you, okay? So I'll be doing a lot of it. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, and to meet again, it's a bye for now.